and welcome to episode 46 of Series 3 of Master League Story Mode. It all comes down to this. There has not been a more important episode of this series on this channel, bar maybe the Champions League final. Oh my, this is going to be interesting. And before we get into the action, it's just one game today. Just one game. We're going to hear from Ian Holloway, who's having a chat to the Bristol City players. They've lost 2 in a row. It's not looking good. Somehow, Manchester City handed us this opportunity on the last day of the season. We're still ahead. We can win this. All we need is a win. Let's see what Ian's got to say to his players. Right, so when you go out on a night out, sometimes you'll be looking for a young lady. And often you'll take a looker home. Sometimes you'll get her in the taxi and she'll be a lovely girl, but she ain't the best looking. But, you know, you've still pulled at the end of the day. And that's all I'm asking of you today. Just get her in the taxi, get her home, get her done. So, fine words. Motivating words there from Ian Holloway. Let's take a look at the side for today's game. I genuinely am feeling genuinely nervous. I've got sweaty palms. I've got a sort of breathless feeling almost. As we know, we're without Aidan Flint. Freaky Friday is on a blue. That's promising. Mings definitely does not start at centre-back. Oh, would have liked to have had De Jong or Davis on a green or better. Dowell not looking good. Roberta on a downward arrow. But Big Tammy comes in. It's the 2 big men up front. We need to be whipping balls in today. We're at home. We just need a win. Just need a goal. Nothing special. Nothing beautiful. Just a very simple goal. And then we hang on to it. We can do that. We're up against the Sunderland side, playing 5 in midfield. That could be tricky. They've got a decent defence as well. They've got Denier at the back, who's a very capable centre-back, one we've looked at in the scouting. They've got Manoni in goal. Not the best keeper. Maybe look to trouble him with some long-range efforts. And Kazri and Januzaj. It's a decent Sunderland team. Actually, let's just quickly, before we get in, what I love about the last day of the season, especially when it comes down to the last game, is watching the match of the day where they play you all the games simultaneously. I love that. Absolutely love that. So let's go and have a look. So final fixture, it all comes down to this. Manchester City, they've got a gimme against Watford. We cannot afford to drop any points. We have Manchester United and Leicester City help us out massively in the last episode, beating Man City twice. Bristol City, though, couldn't capitalise. We couldn't finish things off. Let's get into it. What an incredible end to an incredible season this will be. Win, lose or draw. No matter the outcome, Bristol City's performances under Ian Holloway in the last 2 seasons have been something special. And Heaven's Gate, Ashton Gate, is full to the rafters with cider-pissed Bristolians shouting their lungs out. And they want to urge this team over the finishing line. Look at them there. They've got their commemorative pieces of red and white paper lighting up the stadium. This could not be a bigger fixture. In Sunderland, the team we go up against, well, they're a team that we should beat, but we have struggled against mid to lower table sides. Oh, dearie me. Come on then. Come on then, lads. Let's do this. Oh, Abraham. Closing down Denier, nearly won that back. Magnusson should win the header here, but Roster's caught in possession. Barini does well to turn away from Magnusson. And Sunderland gets their first chance to come forward here. Good ball into Wasim Kazri. And Marty's in, deals with it. That's risky, but it's found Rossiter. And now De Jong. Oh, he's caught in possession by Jack Rodwell. Finds Barini. Magnusson comes in, deals with it. Bristol City want to be passing the ball out here. No, that's not what I meant to do at all. Kieran Dowell with the mistake. Barini, though, runs into Daniel Amati. Nervous stuff here in the first few minutes of the game. Fred Friday on a blue arrow should be a recipe for absolute carnage. If we can use his pace. Matthews slips it down the line, looking for Tammy Abraham. Has to go back outside to Matthews. Takes a touch, puts the ball into the box. Friday's there. Can't connect to it. Good play by Abraham. Back out to Matthews again. He can whip a ball in again for Fred Friday. He jumps. Can't get the ball. Good defending there from Sunderland. Abraham back into Fred Friday. Has to step back inside. Now Rossiter. Not much support in the centre. De Jong into Dowell. Goes wide to Angelino. Little chip ball into the path of De Jong. Can he get there? He can. Low ball in. Denier gets there. Good opportunity there, but we couldn't capitalise. Rossiter jumps with Barini. Just about wins it. He goes out to Angelino. Now Dowell inside to Fred Friday. Looking into Abraham. Can he turn away from Denier? No, it's big tackles coming in from all angles. Oh, I'm feeling so nervous here. Manoni goes long this half. So close to being a wasted one. Friday away from Larson. To step back inside though. Not many options. Pack looks for the ball into Tammy Abraham. The first time effort. First shot of the game. Almost half an hour in. It's fired well over the bar by Tammy Abraham. Back inside to Rossiter. This is better. Friday with the back heel into Abraham. He can't turn away from Denier, but it's fallen now to Kieran Dowell. Can he work a shooting chance? Still Dowell. Looks to slip it through to Angelino. No, that's the wrong ball. And it's out for a goal kick. And this is not looking good here. 40 minutes in and we're really struggling to create anything. This could be the last attack of the half here. As Jordan Rossiter brings it forward from that defensive midfield position. Looks to thread it through into Fred Friday. Gets away from one. Fred Friday now. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Fred Friday, I'm in love. Saturday, wait. The league title never comes too late. Friday, he can celebrate. Oh, that is a relief. That's almost orgasmic to get the goal before the half. Absolutely crucial. And it is the man, the myth, the fridge, freaky Fred Friday. The big man through the centre. Rossiter just laid it straight through. He's got that first touch and he's so good at finishing in those positions. Always keeps it low. Always in the corner. Nothing that the Sunderland defence could do to stay with him. He's those positions when he's on a blue arrow as well. Takes it away from Denier, who's sliding tackle. Couldn't challenge him and we're up. Fred Friday, I'm in love. And pretty much the last kick of the half there from Fred Friday. And there it is. As it stands, Bristol City will be crowned Premier League champions, but we were by no means the better side in that first half. We had a couple of chances. We reduced Sunderland to no chances, but we really had to battle for that. Can we keep a hold of this? Well, let's hope so. And then Januzaj now trying to... Oh, he's done him for pace, but Angelino, really strong play there from the Archbishop of Banterbury. And he can bring it forward now, but no rush for Angelino. He goes inside to Kieran Dowell. De Jong spreads it wide to Matthews. Bit of passing here is all we need. We don't need to be chasing this game now. We just need to be playing it safe. Friday inside to Kieran Dowell. The ball through. Oh, the ball through to Pack was so on there. How did he miss that? Rossiter, great play. Stand-in defensive midfielder today. Pack little chip ball in, looking for Fred Friday. Couldn't find him. Kieran Dowell. Oh, can't get away from Ndong. That's a poor pass though. Thankfully Rossiter can mop up. Takes his time. Good play there from Rossiter. Just taking the sting out of that there. Simple stuff here so far from Bristol City in this second half. Dowell, Pack. Looks like the triangles could be appearing now. But again, no rush. Sunderland dropping really deep. Have they decided to give us this one? We don't want Magnuson taking it in really. And we'll play it back to Rossiter and we'll start again. Tammy Abraham, no option but to take it back and then look for the overlap of Matthews. Gets away from Van Arnhout. And now down the line, Matthews can put a ball in. Fred Friday at the near post. Always going to be difficult from that angle. It's out for a goal kick. Well, we wasted a fair bit of time there passing it around. Oh, but my heart can't handle this. 67 minutes gone. Low ball out wide into Angelino. Oh, nice turn away from Pinar. Now he can look up, get a ball in. Marlon Pack near post. Dowell wins the header to bring it back into the box. De Jong turns away. The curling effort from De Jong is wide. And that was pretty poor there from the youngster. But still, Sunderland yet to really threaten. Don't want to speak too soon, because I have a habit of doing that. Pinar takes it down under pressure from Rossiter. He gets it away. Will Angelino be able to affect the cross coming in? He does. Great play from Angelino. He's really standing up and being counted today. De Jong caught in possession by Manquillo. Gets the ball inside. Khazri's there. And Khazri brings it level for Sunderland. Oh, it's complacency from Bristol. And it's the first chance of the game from Sunderland. We're behind. Well, it's 1 point. Oh, fuck. Shit. Fuck. 77 minutes gone. Now I wish we hadn't have been taking so much time. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, De Jong skips away. Nice. Ball out to Angelino. Januzaj this time gets the ball off him. Ball into De Jong. Slips it inside to Tammy Abraham. Oh, he gets away. Tammy Abraham. Oh, he sneaks it in. Big Tammy. Absolute perseverance there from Tammy Abraham. Our main man this season. Friday and Abraham really have been our key players. And Tammy Abraham is in a rich vein of form in real life at the moment for Bristol City. And he's come through when we needed him. That was pure doggedness that got us that goal. He just kept battling. Bristol City taken off guard by the Sunderland equaliser. But he just kept going and then he stuck out a long Tammy Abraham-shaped leg. And there we go. We're back in, lads. Come on, keep hold of it. Keep onto it. We're going to have to go defensive now. There's no other option. So with 10 minutes left to go, it's 2 defensive changes here. De Jong's had a pretty poor game. Davis comes on. A little bit more legs. And then Mings comes on for Tammy Abraham, the goal scorer. And we sit back a little now. Try and soak them up for another 10 minutes. Try and keep possession. Sunderland will want to spoil our party here. I'm sure they will. We've dropped in to a more defensive setup now. And hopefully we can hold on to it. Jermaine Defoe gets away from Magnussen. Magnussen, oh, second pipe. Oh, Mings comes in. Does exactly what you'd want that extra centre-back to do. Just clears things up. And now Matthews will keep possession here. We'll happily keep possession now for the next 6 minutes. If we can. Magnussen into Davis. Bristol City fans olaying with every ball. They feel like the league title is only a few minutes away. For me, it feels like, and I'm sure for the players, like an absolute eternity. But we can keep the ball here, I feel. Sunderland not putting us under huge amounts of pressure. And with only 2 minutes now left, the Bristol City fans are starting to chant. But Marlon Pack is taken down in the middle of the pitch. Referee says a foul. And we can take a little bit more time here as Jack Rodwell is told off by the referee. He says, none of that. Don't be spoiling the party. Oh, can't believe just how important this feels. It is scary. All back to Daniel Amati. And we regain possession. And that's what we're going to try and keep now. 1 more minute left. Ole! Ole! Shut up, fans. It's not done yet. Don't get cocky. Amati, 3 minutes left, says the assistant referee. Marlon Pack looks to go forward, but then says no. I think we'll go back. And we'll just keep that ball moving. Not exactly exciting, but my God, with the championship on the line, the league title within our grasp, only 10 seconds away, and there it is! The title is ours. Bristol City. The fairy tale is complete. And there's Ian Holloway. He's on the pitch. He's happy. We don't see much of him, but there he is. And he cannot be happier with his lads. They've taken home the ugly bird. No doubt about that. But they'll be very pleased. And there they are, the lads celebrating. Jordan Ruster there. He had a really great performance, filling in at defensive midfield. Angelino was huge today. And it was Freaky Friday and Tammy Abraham who rightly got the goals. They've been our goal scorers all season. Unfortunately, KD couldn't really pull it out of the bag when it mattered most. There'll be maybe some questions about that, but not for now, because it's just enjoy it now. That's all we have to do. There's Daniel Amati. What an absolute titan he has been this season. And there they are, the boys. What a team this has been. What an incredible side of heroes we have built. Not the most exciting game to finish the season, but who cares? We sealed it. And oh my God, it felt like we weren't going to. That Sunderland equaliser, I thought, well, that's it. It's done. We've not been able to really push them for a second, and now it's going to be very hard. But Tammy Abraham manned up. He knew when it came down to when the chips were down that it was just perseverance and pure willpower that was going to get us over the line. And that's how he scored that second goal when it seemed unlikely that we would. And it's done. And I can take a breath. Kieran Dowell, player of the season. Yes. Well, we always thought that KD would be in the running with the amount of goals and assists that he grabbed, and how considering how well he played for almost all of the season. He tailed off a bit at the end. But KD, in his breakthrough season in the Premier League, player of the season. I mean, that's just incredible stuff. Oh, look at that. Daniel Amati, it's the best feeling ever. He fought back the tears. He struggled to find the words to describe the incredible achievement. Well, yep, Daniel, you're right. So let's take a quick look and at the goal rankings and those sort of things, see how we did. Tammy Abraham bagged 15. He had some injuries, as he often does. Kieran Dowell, though, with 13 goals, is pretty impressive. No standout strikers for us, but those 3 contributed a lot of goals. No other Bristol City players within the top 36, but those 3, they did it for us. In the assists, well, Kieran Dowell's in there again. It's pretty impressive. Nigel Roberta, as we always knew, he was a centre-forward that created a lot of goals. Maybe didn't score as many as we would have liked. And Angelino, he pops in there with a decent haul as well. Individual titles, well, it had to be Ian Holloway. Manager Award and Player of the Season goes to Kieran Dowell. Wilson, bagging top scorer for Bournemouth, is pretty impressive. And then finally, the team of the tournament, well, it was Angelino and Matthews, our left and right back. Wow, that's impressive, especially considering Adam Matthews' age. Kieran Dowell, neither of the strikers make it in, but I guess in terms of pure goals scored, that's fair enough. And Kieran Dowell sits in the midfield alongside Pogba and Wilshere and Hordveit. Interesting. So there we go. It is done. So what do we do now? Well, we start building for next season, of course. The Champions League season. We need to bolster this squad. We need more players, we need better players. But we are going to have a bit of a cash flow problem. So we only have 11 million in the transfer budget. We will probably get some more money at the end of the season. But probably now a good time to take a look at our negotiations. We've definitely got some players who we want to be making sure are not going anywhere. Well, the sporting director seems to be pretty keen on us renewing Mika, but I feel like maybe he is an area that we can improve on. Obviously, he had a good season. We didn't concede that many goals. He'd be a good backup keeper. What sort of salary is he on at the moment? 373,000. It's not a huge salary. It's pretty low, really. We'll offer him a contract renewal. Tyrone Mings, well, he's been a good backup. We don't need to renew him yet. Magnussen. This is an interesting one. He's got a little bit of room to improve, and we're not going to be able to buy 2 new centre-backs. I feel like alongside maybe Joe Gomez or another player, he will be our first choice centre-back, even going into the Champions League campaign. Do we need to renew him? Yes, we do. So we'll offer him a contract renewal. Get on with that. Matthews is already renewed. We can't do anything with him. Neither can we with Angelino. Marlon Pack. Interesting. 351,000 salary. Such a good all-round player. Underrated player. Definitely going to offer him a new contract. We can't really afford to be getting rid of many players, to be honest. The only question is, what do we do with Tom Davis? We'll get to that in a second. Jordan Rossiter. I like Jordan Rossiter. He's a pit bull in the centre. He's a terrier. If we can get him on a pretty reasonable salary rate, then that's fine. Robertha. Nigel Robertha. He's not really improving as we would have liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen a dramatic improvement period by now for a 20-year-old, but he's not really played enough. He's definitely third choice in the pecking order at the moment. Daniel Amati. Definitely a player we're going to have to look to negotiate with again at the end of August. We can't do that now. Same can be said for Kieran Dowell. Definitely want to keep hold of him. Got a refusal for him as well. Refusal. We're not selling Kieran Dowell. Not a chance. He's still looking really strong. Gustav Engvall. Well, we've had a couple of bids for him. 1.9 million. Oh, would the fans be so gutted if we sold him? Well, we'll see if we can get any more money for him. Probably need to get rid of him now. We'd love him, sure. He's a cult hero at the club. Maybe it's time for him to leave. De Jong, well, he's worth 6 million. He's actually worth a lot of money. And he's improving well. I think with him improving well and still only 21 years old, we probably don't need to sign Davis. So we'll keep hold of him. I think we'll offer him a new contract as well then, just to keep him at the club. O'Donnell, our second keeper, we can probably sell him, but only if we do sign a new keeper, which is something that we might want to look for in the transfer window. Tammy Abraham, his contract is due to expire. The problem with Tammy is he doesn't seem to be improving at the rate that you would like, but his salary is so low and his consistency in terms of scoring is so high that still he sits ahead. He's only 21 years old, let's not forget. He has had 2 dramatic improvement periods, taking him from what was a bang average striker and turning him into a really decent player. Scored the goal that won us the league, can't forget that. I think he deserves a contract, so we'll allow him one as well. And Aidan Flint, that's an interesting one. Well, there's been a lot of talk in the media that we'll be looking to replace Aidan Flint, but if it wasn't for the fact that he was declining, and he is declining, it looks like he might have maybe another year at this level, but then he will start to decline. So we do have the option to buy Tom Davis from Everton for 5 million. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. So now we're into the new season, we can look at players who are 76 overall rated and anywhere up to that. It doesn't seem like much now with Premier League champions, but Dems the rules, so we've got to stick with it. Randall, the right back, another good-looking little Liverpool player. He could be a good stand-in, actually, for Matthews, who isn't getting any younger. I think we're going to put him on the list. And actually, just to start things off, put in a bid for him. I like him. Look at the passing stats. I would be maybe a little concerned over his defensive prowess, but his physical contact, 74. He's pretty quick as well. We've done well with Rossiter, who's a similar looking player, actually. And yeah, this guy can play at defensive midfield in a pinch, which would be a useful thing to have. We have been looking at right backs, haven't we? Yeah. So any others in here that we missed? Pike. Don't tell him your name. Don't think he's for us. So another thing that we can do now we're into the new season is we can add in a new scouting area as per the rules. So we've done the Netherlands and also we looked in England. That was our 2 first scouting areas, first 2 seasons. Now going into our 3rd season, we can add another one. Let me know in the comments which area you think we should look in. I think maybe Italy or Spain this time will go big. And also let me know which players you think we should look for. So what will probably help you with that decision is taking a look at our list of players that we've got lined up. Remember, it's 76 rated, so we can go for Funes Mori. Denaya's just stepped out. Can't deal with him anymore. St Just looks like a good player. We are looking for a centre-back, let's not forget. But it looks to be Joe Gomez is the one that we're looking for. Let's compare St Just and Joe Gomez just for a second. They're both really good-looking centre-backs, about the same price, probably 6 or 7 million. Similarly rated. Joe Gomez, he is better defensively, slightly better ball winner, stronger, much stronger, which is a big plus point, and he's a bit of a better passer. Stats like finishing, place kicking, that's pretty much irrelevant. He's not quite as good with his head, not quite as explosive, but he's just as quick. I think out of those two, Gomez would be the one for me. So again, we're going to plunder Liverpool. We've got 2 players lined up from Liverpool. I think they'd both be good. If we could sign Gomez, if we can sign Gomez and that right back whose name I've already forgotten, then that'd be a pretty decent start, wouldn't it? So before we go, let's just take another look at the side and see what we want to deal with. We've got Randall and Gomez lined up, right back and centre back, replacements / maybe proteges / maybe deputies for Flint and Matthews, who both had great seasons but aren't getting any younger. We can add in a couple of youth prospects in those positions. Maybe then it's a keeper we need. Let me know if we think it's time to replace Mika. Maybe we can send out a scout somewhere for one of them. And then what? Do we need to look for another central midfielder? Maybe an attacking midfielder would be good, actually. Maybe we should just go all out. We've got De Jong who can play as an attacking midfielder. But we are going to need replacements. Kieran Dow, he plays a lot of games and he's fine with that, really. Maybe a defensive midfielder we need. We've only got Daniel Amati who can play there. Roster did pretty well there when required. The thing is, we are definitely restricted by the 76 overall rating cap for this season. Really, we'd be looking for players better than that. I mean, we've got a few players who are over that. Actually, it's not too bad. We could maybe improve on our strikers. I wouldn't be averse to selling Robertha if we can get a good price for him. Maybe bringing in someone even more clinical, even quicker than him. But Robertha has got time to improve. So there we go. That's an interesting indicator there as we just forward time a little bit for the end of the episode. Marlon Pack is decreasing. He isn't getting any better. So in the central midfield, we've got Rossiter and then we've got De Jong, who's the sort of stand-in. Do we need a Marlon Pack replacement? Do we need a really solid, ball-winning, but just clever, experienced central midfielder? Maybe we should be looking in Italy or Spain for a central midfielder. Maybe a striker, maybe a keeper. I think that would be 3 really good positions. If we can bring in 5 players and hopefully not lose too many, then we'd be onto a winner there. We've been offered the PSG job. Wow, that's exciting for Ian Holloway, but no way is he going anywhere until we've won the treble. Or the quadruple. No, it's the treble. No, it'd be the quadruple. We can win the Community Shield. So we've had a scout report back. Oh, Fosu Mensah just out of our reach. What a player he is. We know him from the Hull days. He would have been great. Callum Chambers, he's already 80 rated. Can't deal with him. None of these players as well. This is going to be a problem for us, actually. The scout is probably going to bring back players who are too good for us. So we are going to have to revisit the linked teams. That's something that we can do. Quick look at Leicester. Okazaki even out of our reach. Christian Fuchs, we don't need a left back. Mark Albrighton, no, just the quality of player isn't there, is it? Don't think there's going to be any players in the linked teams. Let me know of any linked teams. I've completely forgotten them all. I had a piece of paper with them written on, but I've lost it. I can't remember. Manchester City were one of the teams. I can't remember what the link was. There definitely was a link. Let's see if there's any players in there. Under 76 rated that we would like to sign. Fabian Delph. Interesting. Central midfielder. He's getting a bit old though for us. Inacho just out of our reach. He would have been a really interesting signing. First big name signing. He would have been great. Really explosive. Quick. But no, not to be. So we are going to be relying on the scouts. Nothing in there that we can deal with at the moment. But I think we choose a new area. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking of Italy or Spain. Let me know. So maybe we replace Mika. Flint and Matthews. Oh, we're not going to have the money for this. We're going to have to sell players. It's going to be really tight. Let me know what you think about this potential difficult situation for us. We are league champions. We will get a windfall at the end of this season. Okay, a few negotiations to look at before the end. Tammy Abraham's broken down, as has De Jong, Pack and Roster. That's slightly concerning. Sometimes not a problem, though. We generally have had that issue before Maybe they want a little bit more money. They're on pretty low wages, really, for league-winning players. Let's take a look. Rossiter, not happy, but we'll keep making offers. Jordan Roster, we definitely want to stay. As does De Jong. He's a good stand-in. Magnussen, we want to keep him. Good to go with that contract renewal. Yeah, that's fine. Renewal with that. Marlon Pack. Surprised to see the captain, but, you know, it's fair. You make requests. You want more money. It's understandable. Mika wants a bit more money. Little does he know we may well sell him. I'll renew that contract for now anyway. Tammy Abraham, not surprised that he wants more money. And then Engvall and O'Donnell. Oh, 2 million for Engvall. That's probably too good to turn down at this point. Yep, sorry guys. Sorry all your Engvall fans. Can't turn down 2 million. Not for Gustav. Gustav, you've been a good servant of the club. You came through with some important goals in tight games, but your time is up, son. And O'Donnell, well, we can't sell him yet until we get another player. Let's take a look and see how Gomez and Randall are looking. Yeah, as expected, 6 and 5 million. See if we can, any wiggle room on that. Yeah, it looks like there is. With Gomez. Let's get that done. Randall, I like the look of him. 90% chance. Yep, Liverpool looking to offload a couple of young English talents. Both of which I'd be very happy to sign. Scouting report is back. Becker, another right back. Interesting. Where's he? German right back at Crystal Palace. Yeah, that's a good mix of stats. Be happy with that. He looks a bit better defensively. Yeah, we'll put a bit of him. Try him out. Add him to the list. But I think it's maybe time for our scouts to move on. To spread their wings. Maybe go to Europe somewhere. So let me know, as I said, in the comments where you think we should go. Well, the board are happy. That's good to see. And they've added an extra 1.4 million. Very generous there from the Bristol City board. Not quite sure what they're doing with all that money. 5 million into the salary budget, which is almost now the size of the transfer budget. That is ridiculous. Have some financial sense. Are you still also drunk on cider from the celebrations that you can't get that right? We've offered the Manchester City job and also the Rosario Central job. Interesting. Does he fancy a holiday? I think probably not. Champions League group stage next year. Yep, straight in there. Randall, Gomez and Becker are back, but he wants a big wage, Jordan Roster. I do like him though. And at only 21, he's definitely got room to improve. So, yeah, we'll get that done. De Jong, wow, we're not going to do much better than him. And it's not an insane wage. And we've got so much wage budget, it's almost irrelevant how much they want. Marlon Pack as well. We'll keep him around the season, even though he is declining. And Tammy Abraham, well, he doesn't even want that much, really. So, yeah, we'll definitely allow that. And that's good. That's all of that dealt with. Just need to remember to deal with Kieran Dowell and Amati when that comes up. Gomez for 4.9. Yeah, pretty happy with that, I think. Becker is transfer listed. They want 5 million. Randall, they only want 4 million for. 4.5. Becker is quicker. Quite a lot quicker, actually. Randall does suffer from pace issues. But in terms of attacking prowess, ball control, dribbling is a lot better. That's a tough choice. Let me know what you think between Becker and Randall. Both of them would be good. The German out on the right is not as good attacking player, but defensively much stronger. Very similar player to Matthews, actually. Matthews not as attacking as Angelino, and that's paid off for us, I think. But Randall, definitely a much better passer. He's got the potential to turn into a really tidy little player, but he is lacking pace. Could be the only issue there. He's only 70 pace. Whereas Becker, much more explosive and quick. Let me know about it. A lot of stuff for you, so let me know what you think. As I said, scouts, where should they go? What do you think about Becker and Randall? Gomez is pretty much a given at this point. And let's take one last look at the scouts. Those two are basically done. And there's nothing there. So we're ready to send our scouts out again. Happy to do that. And I think we'll leave it there for this episode. So we're starting to build the foundations of what should be a Champions League winning side. That'd be amazing. If we can get it all done and dusted, a whole career mode in 3 seasons, that'd be incredible. That's got to be the aim for Ian Holloway. You'd love that. Transfer budget's looking a little bit risky at the moment. So hopefully we don't have to make any sales, because we can't really afford to at the moment, other than Gustav Engvall, who I was sad to see go. What an episode that was. We are the champions. Bristol City crowned champions of the Premier League for the first time in their history. And what a nail-biting way to do it, with a Tammy Abraham late goal to seal it for us at Heaven's Gate. Doesn't get any better than this. Join me next week for another episode, and we'll see how we get on in the 3rd season of Ian Holloway's reign. which could be a career-defining one. Not that the last two haven't been, because they definitely have. I'll see you in a bit.